Welcome to part 2 of Mezinanya Africa, your education and edutainment hub for black people and all people about black people around the world. And this is part 2 of the significant change brought by George Floyd and the jury's verdict of guilty for Derek Chauvin. And we had to do part 2 because we were talking about someone had decided to ignorantly talk about George Floyd, and we are like, no way. And you see, he was a hip hop artist, yay, a prophet of God. Hip hop is prophetic. There's a lot of rhyme and a lot of story. A lot of, just like the prophets in the Bible. So it's very wonderful. So I disagreed with that person vehemently, because that's very ignorant. That how can the two representatives kneel down for George Floyd? They have to kneel down. Yes, it's very good. They have to honor George Floyd. Black Lives Matter, and we love him. And we wanted the lady to know, Mama Latino. That I'm guessing. I don't know what she is from. we are telling Mama Latino, Mama Latino. That this, forgive me, whatever, I don't know what she hasn't given her name. But we are telling her that study black incarceration. It is not because blacks are bad people. Come to Africa, 0.101% is in prison. If blacks were bad people, then even many blacks would be in prison. Very few blacks are in prison in Africa. So why? Yes, because of course, even though the numbers are high because of poverty, it's the poverty, that, and in America, the black people are poor. America is the greatest nation in the world. So to be poor in such a nation, is really, hey, my God, it's very hard. You see, Africa, we are poor nations, yes, but there's kind of like, people can still survive. And even the guys who are in prison, they are in prison because they are poor. So you find them, you see, between 97, he was convicted of 8 crimes, you see. Now look at his job. Floyd grew up in Houston playing football and basketball throughout high school and college. He was a hip-hop artist and served as a mentor in his religious community. You see, he was even a mentor in the church. Yes. But he was a hip-hop artist. Are you seeing, was he working for Apple? You see, was he working for great companies in America? No. So what happened? Life was hard. He was in Houston, Texas. That's a very powerful city. If you're a poor man, and then black people, they are the poorest in America. You see? So what happens? They see people with opulence, rich, driving nice cars, living in nice houses, everything nice. You see? So, and then you can't make it because you can't go to school. Look at what he studied. You see? He was a football and basketball, high school and college. That's all. He didn't get a master's. You can't have a mansion with basketball of high school and college. See? So what did he mean? Poor, hopeless, and he's surrounded by that. What does he do? Get into drugs. You see, robbery. You rob a poor house? No, you rob a rich house. You see? So why? Because you're poor. So, and why are you poor? Your head, now what does poverty do to your brain? It makes you believe you can enter the house of a rich person. You see, even poverty affects your mental frame. So somebody enters the house thinking he will steal and won't be caught, but you find you're caught. It's because a rich person will think about what he's going to do. Yes, it's true. But a poor person is not thinking because the stomach is the one thinking, I gotta get the money. I'm not surviving. And then now when you're on drugs, Yeah, I gotta get another high, and therefore I have to get some money. Therefore, I will steal. And that leads you to being incarcerated. Because who told you the rich does not secure his house? He secures it. Yeah, you see? Yeah. So they'll catch you and take you to jail. The evidence is there, everything. So you're incarcerated. So he worked as a truck driver and a bouncer. And in 2020, he lost his job as a truck driver, you see, and then his security job during COVID-19 pandemic. He lost both his jobs. You can imagine. It's COVID-19. And you'll find here a lot of issues. Yes, you see, financially, he's not stable. So you see, it was a matter of do or die. Even when you watch the clip, when he went to the shop and then went outside, there was like he's given up. Yeah. Because the guy would have run away, but he didn't. Yeah, he just stayed there. Yes. Imagine. I don't know why he stayed. I don't know whether he didn't think that the shop attendant would call the police. Yeah. He was with his friend. Anyway, that's what happened. But you're seeing the root, yeah. So we're telling Mama Latino, yeah, the root of the crime is not that he's black. Yeah. The root is that he's poor, yes, and neglected. You see? Because the system of the systemic racism, which we've dealt with part one, yeah, that's what systemic racism does. So Floyd, he had 4 siblings. Floyd's ancestors were slaves, you see? So he is a descendant of a slave. And his great-grandfather, Hilary Stewart Sr., was born as a slave but acquired his freedom in the Civil War. In Stewart's 20s, he acquired 500 acres of land. Can you imagine? But lost it to white farmers who used legally questionable maneuvers that were common at the time in the South. You see, that I told you about George Floyd. Yeah, that man is a very interesting man. You're joking with land justice. You are joking. Shh. The great-great-grandfather said, you are going to pay me. And now they paid the family $27 million. 1 acre in America costs $2,000. They paid $27 million. My God. You're joking with retribution. You're joking with divine retribution. You know what has happened in Africa? We believe and we teach that when you die, you become the living dead. And when your contemporaries die, you will become an ancestor. So what could have happened? The ancestor, the great-great-grandfather said, George, I see you've come here. Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to maneuver. They're going to pay us. Shh. And that's what happened. $27 million was paid pronto this year. My God. Because he acquired 500 acres. But it was stolen. My God. Right now you'd have been a billionaire. You're joking with God. And God is blessing the Floyd family. They will be billionaires. My God. So let's go on. When he was 2, after Floyd's parents separated. So we're teaching Mama Latino. You see? The parents separated. At what age? 27? 2 years old. His mother moved with the children to Kearney Homes public housing, known as Bricks in the Houston 3rd Ward, a historically African American neighborhood. Floyd was called Perry as a child, but he's also Big Floyd, being 6 feet tall. He saw sports as a vehicle for improving his life. And he went for basketball. Very tall. What a basketballer he was. Okay. He transferred to Texas A&M University. Yes, and then Now he dropped before dropping out. You see, that's what I was saying. I was meaning he would have gone to play for Houston Rockets or any team in the NBA. But what happened? Something. And that's what we're saying. So we love the understanding of his life. Yeah. So that's it. So guys, that's the you're seeing his life. Yeah, and that we went through all of this, and he was a hip hop rapper, an artist. Yeah, his deep voice rhymes. Yeah, slow motion clip about chopping blades, driving cars with oversized rims. Yeah, that's okay. That's the life you see. Hip hop is what you see and the life you're in. Yeah, you see, party and imagine despite the suffering that blacks go through. Yeah, look at that. Floyd respected for his ability to relate with others in his environment based on a shared experience of hardships and setbacks. You're joking, America. My God, it ain't easy. Shay, Jesus. The greatest nation in the world has the greatest challenges. And blacks have many challenges they face. Yeah, and it's necessary for the government to support the weakest in society. I was doing a meditation and I discovered that governments were designed, most governments were designed to only deal with the rich. Yeah, the poor, they have no time for them. You see? And this was even exhibited in the colonial system that came to Africa. They didn't set it up for the black people. They set it up for themselves to take resources back to their places so that they can make big money, profit out of their people, their citizens. You see? So, and that's wrong. Government, it was not supposed to be like kingdoms were never set up to exploit people. Kingdoms were set up to serve people and to make the kingdom beautiful. That's why the ancient Egyptian kingdom, the home of black people, the black kingdom, the first black kingdom, yes, the first black kingdom, um, and also Nubia. Yeah, Nubia was the first black kingdom. Actually, Nubia was the beginner of Egypt. Yeah, their kingdom is older. Yeah, everything started in Nubia and went then to Egypt. So all those kingdoms are black. Yeah, kingdoms were. We are Ubuntu. We are a community, so we build our kingdom. Yeah, all right. Okay, and even slavery came in later because people wanted. Now people realize that now that I'm a king, yes, you can work for me, and because the king is a magician, yes, okay, yeah, so you'll do whatever he says. Yeah, so that's why slavery came. All right, and because they were beholden, they loved their king. Yeah, so that's what happened in Africa, and then many civilizations copied slavery like that and then made it even harsher. But what's my point? Government was for the people, the kingdom belonged to the people, and it was religious. Yeah, so they knew God. When they build a temple, it's for them. Yeah, that's why Egypt is full of beautiful temples because of that. But now government went crazy. Yes, now many people became the population of the humans became many, and now but the power concentrated amongst few people. Yeah. So and land is power. So what happened? Yes, these kings now said you are going to pay. Yeah, you're going to pay when you're on land. Yeah, whatever you plant is ours. Even that's what happened in Egypt. Yeah, all the land belonged to the king. Yeah. So whatever you did, you brought to the temple. Even Israel, that was the system. Yeah. The whatever you planted was to be brought to the temple. All right. Yes. Now, what happened? Other countries, different kingdoms started being set up and copying the system. Yeah. Then some kingdoms became stronger than others. So when they conquer you, they would now tax you and even demand money from you, yet they are not your government. Okay, so that's what happened. And then now, even that's when slavery became more perpetrated, because you conquer a kingdom, the kingdom, conquered kingdom, becomes the slave. Yeah, so you don't even pay them anything. Yeah, they work for you. Yeah, because they lost. Yes. Can you imagine? It was so sad. So that's what happened. Yeah, because why should you conquer me? Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, let's trade. Shh, don't come and conquer us. Yeah, ban our things. Then say now we work for you for free. Yes, this is wrong. You come and write a letter. That's why King Solomon was the best king ever. Because instead of fighting you, he married you. Shh. He married everyone. He even married the blackest woman in the world, until they were staring at her. My God, when you read it in the book of Solomon, Songs of Solomon, we have it next to us. We can read it for you. It's a very powerful verse that the woman was telling off the ladies who were looking at her. She told them, stop looking at me because I'm dark. Stop looking at me because I'm black. See, stop staring. So that's what they did. Remember Lupita Nyong'o when she acted? Yes, and people were like, wow, a black woman, dark skinned, is acting with, yes, he's acting. And he said, yeah, duh, those are black Americans. Yes, those are black American skin. So I remember people were talking about Lupita, and Lupita's, that's not racism, that's what you call colorism. Yeah, colorism is a situation where the shade of your skin, yeah, is the issue. Yes, and not necessarily your your race. Yeah, whether you're black or white, it's how black you are. Yeah, and how brown you are. Yes, and how white you are. Yes, you see. So she said in the book of the Song of Solomon, a very powerful book, because it starts with saying the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. It's Solomon's song. R&B is what I call it. Rhythm and blues. Now, the power of this Song of Solomon, the lady sings. Yeah, and Solomon also sings. Okay? And says, I am black. That's verse 5 of the first chapter. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. So what are you learning about Solomon's tents and his curtains? They were black. He liked black curtains. Can we look at black curtains right now? My God. Let's look at black curtains and black tents. Yeah, let's look at the black tents. So that's what she was saying. Okay? Then we're going to go to verse 6. Then we end. Yes, there you are. But these are modern tents. Yeah, Bedouin. We could go to Bedouin tents. These are the Arabs. Yeah, where they are. These are exactly the tents. That is the tent of Solomon. Remember, Gaddafi stayed in tents. Yes, you see, just like King Solomon, he had his tents, just like his father Abraham. There you are, beautiful, traditional Arabic style seating. So she said, I am as black as the tents of Kedar and as the curtains of Solomon. We don't even go further. Bedouin tent. This is Israeli. Yes, yeah. Look at them. You see? They have never changed. Hallelujah. My God. Mezinane, we might as well just go put on our preaching shoes. Shh. So let's go and see where Kedar is. Kedar. The kingdom of Kedar. Arab world. You see? The Arab world. Kedar, Kedarites is a nomadic, ancient Arab Wow, there you are, next to Africa. And these people say it was Makeda. She was a black queen that married Suleiman, or Shalman in Hebrew. So Kadar was mentioned in Arabic and first subscribed in Assyrian to measure, kidir, to cook. There you are, historical references. Yes, first documented by the Assyrians, Sabibe. Yes, and the Yatir, queen of the Arabs. Yeah, and all of that. Unbelievable. Queen of Aribi, Telkehenu, and Adamatu, and Tabua. All of these many names. So we just wanted to show you where Kadar was, and then we also want to see if they've mentioned Solomon. Yeah, so there you are, they are queens. Yeah, and Solomon existed this time, but none of the queens have not been mentioned about that time. The queen we know, yes, and we stand by, is the queen of Sudan. Yes, Makeda. This is, in our view, the wife of Solomon, the dark one. She was born in Agame, Ethiopia. So let's see where Agame is. Welcome to Mezinanya, your channel for edutainment and entertainment. So there is Agame in Tigray region right now, which is facing a lot of war. So that's where she was. But this was not called Ethiopia, it was called Sudan. All of this was called Kushland. You're joking. Yes, can we show you the maps? My God. North East Africa. Yes, people thought that Ethiopia is the name. Yeah. You see, you're gonna see something powerful. Have you seen Agame? It's north of Ethiopia. Good. So let's look at that. Yes. You see? Wonderful. Are you seeing something powerful? You see? You can't get to Egypt without going through Sudan. But the Egyptians called Sudan Kush. So what was Eritrea? Kush. What was Ethiopia? Kush. What was Somalia? Kush. Till today, Somalis are called Kushites. But the name Kush is for Sudan. We can talk about these things forever, man. I didn't want to go into this, but you've seen. Let's go back to the scripture. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. She's telling the daughters why? The daughters of Jerusalem were not black. As the tents of Kedar, look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun has looked upon me. You see, my God. And we are going to do what we always do. It is called the reading this from many versions so that you can understand the verse. It's so very powerful. The Bible Hub. My God. You guys, we are talking about blackness, and dark am I, yet lovely, daughters of Solomon. Yeah, so let's go to verse 6. It's more important. Yeah. She even knows why she's black. The sun was shining on her, and that's science. Yeah, my God. Melanin in the continents. Let's show you that as we come back to the verse. And then, this is still George Floyd. Yes, the victory, and the world is understanding. We all come from black people, in case you didn't know. Yes, we all come from black people. Black people are our parents. And right now, this week is even about honoring black people. As we've said in our video, part 1, that black people need to be honored. Yes, you see, look at melanin. Unbelievable. That is melanin. Yes, meaning, oh my God, guys, we can talk about this forever. I will talk about it when we talk about colorism. Okay? Yes, melanin Africa. Yeah. Yeah, come on. We beyond right now. My God. So there's a lot to talk about. That's why I'm reacting. Yeah, I'm just like, Yeah, it's blowing me up. Yes, blowing me up. And there's a very good map that is there for melanin around the world. And I like it because it is standing with Makeda's statement. Yeah, and Makeda was older than Solomon. Yes, it's a very powerful. You see, beautiful. Now, this is what you're learning about skin color. You see, where you're seeing the black, very black skin, black color, that is where the sun geographically burns people. Yes, that is Sudan and Ethiopia. And when you see France, you see it is very light brown. Then are you seeing Spain? It is a bit brown, tanned. Why? Those are blacks who went there. And the Moors, yeah, they are also black. So they went to Spain and married white women. Yeah. It's unbelievable. So you see, that's why theirs is even, the black is very heavy. But when you go there, they are white, but there's something powerful. They are not so white. Yeah, you see? Then up there in Russia, you see how white they are beyond. Why? They never see the sun. Yes, the sun ends in Egypt. Yes. Summertime is the sun in Egypt. It's not the sun in Finland. Winter, it's the sun in South Africa. Can you imagine? So what happens? They never see it. Yeah, they just see the sun, a glimpse of it once in summertime. What a powerful geography, which we'll talk about next time, because airtime is running out. So now, let's go back to the verses we were looking at about this lady, Makeda, the queen from Sudan. And now we want to look at different verses. Don't stare at me because I am dark, because I am darkened by the sun. See, she's aware what happened, what made her black. It is the sun. Hallelujah. What a scientist. We are so happy for Makeda. Don't stare at me because I am dark. The sun has darkened my skin. When you read science, that's what they say. Melanin dominant people live in sunny world. So she didn't come from the Arab world. Yeah, she actually came from Sudan, the hottest place in the world. Don't stare at me because I'm dark, for the sun has gazed upon me. Don't look upon me because I'm dark, because the sun has turned me. For the sun has turned me, for the sun has burned me. Ethiopia is not an African word. It is a Greek word for burnt faces. Because when they saw black people, they could not believe it. Yeah, they said, these guys have been burnt by the sun. So they said Ethiops. Op means face, optimism, light. And Idi means burnt. Aethiops, yeah, Aethi. And then you got ether. You're joking. My God. My sons were angry. My mother's sons were angry with me. Yes, don't gaze at me because I'm deeply tanned. I have worked in the sun. Go and ask Sudanese. That's how they work. They wake up in the morning. The sun is hot. They are still there. They're still there. Still there. Take a white person to work in Sudan. He will turn red because the white skin is the underneath. It's the middle skin of everyone. You see? Yeah. So they don't have the melanin layer because the sun is not there. But had they lived there for many years, they will die, and then their remaining children will become dark. That's what has happened to Arabs. Yeah, you see? They've remained and now they are brown for thousands of years. Yeah, but let me tell you, many of the albine, the light-skinned Arabs died before they obtained that tan. They are the children of the strong, light-skinned people. Unbelievable science. You're joking. Excuse me. And the Sudanese, they are the Khoisan, yes, who stayed in Sudan. And they stayed for years and years, thousands of years, until they have darkened. Beautiful science. We'll talk about it next time when we talk about colorism. You shall not look at me because I am black, because the sun has darkened me. Don't stare at me just because the sun has darkened my skin. So we can go just on and on. It's a bit cold right now. That's why they're sneezing. Shh, it's raining in Africa. Yes, and then let the rain pour. So now, what's the story? The story is this. People were staring at Makeda in Israel, in Jerusalem. Da-da-da-da-da-da. She was walking. Yeah. Then they were looking at her. Say, stop staring at me. Stop looking at me. Because I'm black. I got business to do. You're joking. So everyone was looking at her. And Solomon was like, that is my wife. In a hundred. Yeah. The hundreds of wives he had. So what did Solomon do? Solomon married every nation so that he doesn't fight them. You see? Yes. And I am giving you my understanding of Makeda. Yes, that Makeda was the queen of Sudan. Yes, of course, there are many stories about Makeda. Yes, even this guy called Josephus, a very important historian, that's what he taught, you know. Yes, and then that's what he taught about Makeda. So Kerma is in Sudan. So when you go into deep study, they will tell you a very powerful story. So Kerma is in ancient Nubia, which is there in Sudan. And then where she was born in Agami. But when you ask the Nubians, yeah, Ethiopia was Nubia. Yes, yeah. So she was born below and then came to stay in Kerma. Yeah, so Kerma began in 3000 BC, and you find the Kerma culture, the African empires. Yeah, Africa has had empires, yeah, and that's what we call empire. You see the famous Fox Channel series, Empire. Black people are emperors. We are the first emperors in the world. In case you didn't know, now you know. So the kingdom of Kerma ruled from that time, and then it was a monarchy. You see, kings, and these are the list of the monarchs of Kerma. Yes, and then now you come to the rulers of Kerma. Look at the shock. Makeda, 1000 BC to 950 BC. Look at Solomon. Look at Solomon. He died in 931 BC. But when did he start ruling? 970 BC. Do you see Makeda? She was older than him and she died before him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. My God. And Makeda was a Sudanese. And then Song of Solomon is saying, don't look at me because I'm black. So why did we all talk about this? Because Solomon made friends with everyone through marriage. What is marriage? Sex. He had sex with every nation. And then by having sex, and then heterosexual sex now, because in the heterosexual sex you'd get a child, but you would also have heterosexual sex without children. That's why he had concubines. Yeah, they were just to give him comfort. Yeah, you see, he created peace. Israel never had war, because whenever a nation wanted to fight them, they remember, oh, our daughter is with him. We can't destroy him. Shh. So what are we saying? Why are we saying this? to dissuade people from slavery tendencies, countries, because countries were conquering others, then enslaving them, then so they've been doing that for years, you see, and that's not what happened. Then the whites are Johnny come late, they now started, colonizing, and then they were thrown out, okay, so right now there's nobody being colonized, okay, per se, but we know systemic racism means where a nation, has an upper hand over another nation. So you find in Black America, the they are the subjugated. They are like a defeated nation. And the white one is now the ruling nation. That's why we have suggested that black representation must happen in the Congress. The Black Affairs Department must be set up. That's why we are saying black empowerment, economic empowerment through UBI and free scholarships for black children, so that they go to school free of charge till university. Yes, they said, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor, free of charge, all of them. Imagine someone is saying, but Arthur, that's too expensive. Ask Euro. They are giving students university free of charge. So why not America? America hears that, Jesus Christ, I gotta make my money. You got to give people education so that they can make more money. So the education, scholarships, economic empowerment, UBI, Universal Basic Income. We support Andrew Yang, giving black Americans money every month, including every American. Of course, UBI is for everybody. But because the blacks have suffered systemic racism, that's the problem in America. Otherwise, but we've told them what to do. No war. That's the reality. You've got to discuss minority oppression. It's called suffering sciences. Otherwise, the country will just collapse. See? So they got to have a conversation. And then we've also said we are calling for the black community, in every state to organize itself and meet the senators and the governors. So you can have a black community, a caucus or community leaders. They are picked. They have their own voting, their own elections, their own calendar. This to keep the black culture in America running. And lastly, we've said compensation for any victim of police brutality and police murder. State, what do you call state murder? State-sponsored crime. You use a gun on an unarmed person. Of course, if you have an arm, it's a bit of a different story. Yes, the police will respond. But if you don't have a gun, you're caught. You're like, they want to effect an arrest, and they kill you. Then they have to pay your family because you are a breadwinner on your own. Everybody's a breadwinner. Even a child, when you shoot a child, you see, or a teenager, that's a breadwinner. Yes, someone was going to depend on him. Yes, he was going to help somebody. So politicians, we are calling upon politicians, lawyers, pastors, religious leaders in America. It's time to meet. It's time to convene a meeting and discuss America in these lights. In these topics, we repeat them again. Number one, the solutions Mezinanya is giving. Number one, we are saying black community leadership in every state. Number two, black representation in Congress. Number three, Black Affairs Department. Number four, compensation to families affected by state murder, yeah, where the police kill, yeah, what someone is calling predatory policing, yeah, someone is just hunting down for blacks. Yes, yeah, there are some people who are crazy, racists are crazy. All racists are mentally unwell, yeah, because number one, they don't know where they are from. Shh. We are all from black people, yeah, that's proven by science and genetics. So get that. Yeah, so whites get reading. Yeah, whites get reading. Also, blacks get reading, but whites need to read that and really think about that. That I came from a black person? Yeah. And number 5, economic empowerment of black people. Of course, everybody, yes, but now we're talking about black people. And then lastly, scholarships for black people, free education. Yeah, that's what Europe is doing. Yeah, and they are not crying rivers. Shh. Yes, yeah, that's what Europe is doing. Now, let's go to the non-black people because they're feeling like, what are you saying? Yeah, you had to honor black people because black people have suffered. Yeah, of the all races in the world, we have suffered. Yeah, the most oppression. Yeah, both even international. Yeah, you see, in Africa, you find as I told you in the first part one, we buy loans, yet we don't produce much because we don't have enough education. Yeah, you see, yeah, to do the scientific production. And then also the what do you call it? Yeah, the because of that now they want us to buy loans. Yeah, yet they want us to build Africa. Yeah, you see, how do we build Africa when we are buying loans? Yeah, and when we are poor, because the buying of loans and yet we don't produce much will lead us to many problems like what we are having now. Like in Africa, you have a lot of corruption. Yeah, because people are poor. Yeah. But if you take care of people with economic empowerment programs, yeah, and no harsh loans, yeah, give money for free until we reach the level of Europe, yeah, you see, Africa will be very well developed, less crime, yeah. There is no crime in Europe, yeah. Why? The life is good. But people say, but South Africa is also good. You've not seen a black person's life. Yeah, you need to see. Yeah, and then go and see the white person. Yeah, then ask yourself whether there'll be crime. There will be crime. Go to America. Go and see the black person's house. Yeah. Then go and see the white person's house. Then ask yourself whether there will be crime. But go to Europe. There are few black people. Yeah. So the house of the white person is exactly the house of the other white person. So what is going to happen? They will not steal. Because they all have the same things. Yeah, they all get the same things. There are no blacks. Very few blacks are there. You see? Yeah. But you go to America, blacks are many, the whites are the majority. Yes. And then, but they are rich. Yeah. So what happens? Crime. You go to South Africa, the blacks are the majority, the whites are the minority. But the whites are favorable. Yeah, even though they are poor whites, there are poor whites in South Africa. President Zuma, the ex-president, went and saw them. Yeah, but they are not as many. Yes, they are there, but not so many. Yeah, but the blacks, there are many they are struggling. And then you see, you are surrounded by opulence. Yeah, you are seeing wealth. Yeah, so you want it also. Yeah, but they're telling you can't get it because you didn't go to school. And when you go to school, it is so hard. Yeah, because it's not even in your language. So you give up. Yes, and then, but you have to eat. Yeah, so your mind goes crazy, and then you think if you steal, you can steal and then win. Yeah, then first time you steal, it works. Second time, it works. Third time, it works. Fourth time, they arrest you. You see, your family was eating because of the theft. Now they can't eat. Yes, they are left in the dark. The children say, we are doing what daddy did because at least, bro, you see, the cycle continues like that. It gotta end, and we thank God for the judgment because now countries have to talk about race relations. Yeah, black and white. We gotta sit down, guys. This is no joke. It's the world would have fallen because of race relations gone crazy. That's what has happened in Britain. Yeah, race relations gone crazy. Yeah, America is at that again. hmm Africa the same. So we've got to sit down. And China, meanwhile, Asia does not know. So we have to educate Asia about black people. That's why Mezinanya is here. We are educators. Yeah. Much as we entertain, we also educate, edutainment, so that Asians know. I have a good friend called the Kametician. He has a channel on YouTube. You should go and visit. He talks about the Asians. Yeah, that he tells the Asians that they are from black people. My God, the shock in their eyes and ears is unbelievable. Yeah, but that's the truth. Yes, it's genetics that says so. Yeah, scientific genetics. We can go on forever, but we end there. So, hooray for the human race. We are uniting because we now know we all came from Africa. And therefore, honor is due to black people. If you're a non-black, please bless a black today. Pick a black country and study. Yes, and see how they live. Yeah, there are many Europeans, yeah, who may listen to this. Yeah, it's time you hear. And also, black people, like now after the judgment of Chauvin, all black people go and greet a white and say I love you. Yeah, and see the reaction. See, because they needed to know we black people don't hate, we love one another, we want to live in peace. Yeah, and the case is not about hating white people, it's about telling the police to do their job well. Okay, yeah, the message to the police. Yeah, to do the job well. Yeah, don't kill in when you're working. You are serving everybody, including black Americans. Okay, yeah, so that's the meaning of the judgment. Yeah, all the police, even like right now, what would we do if we were in charge of the police departments? All would have a meeting right now, yes, and survey the judgment. And you see, your fellow police officer made a mistake. Don't do it like that. Yeah, every department has to have a meeting. Every time a chaos like this happens, you'll see things will change. They will never happen again. Yes, because everyone is like, I don't want to become like Chauvin. I don't want to go through what he went through. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, so every day he's on the street. I don't want to repeat what he did. So when he sees an unarmed person, yeah, he will arrest him well. You see, yeah, because he's remembering. Remember the judgment. Yeah, remember the judgment. Yeah, so that's how we do it. So you have meetings. Meetings are good. Yeah, they foster unity. And this world, black is king. The prophecy by prophetess Beyonce. My God, she said it. Black is king. The black people, we are organizing this world, and it's gonna be heaven on earth. You wait and see. God is with us. The ancestral spirits are with us. The living dead spirits are with us. And we are together. One world with our ancestors and the Supreme Being working together. Let's do it, guys. Different colors, one people. As our prophet Lucky Dube said. Yes. It's so glorious. All I can see is hope, light, Afrocentrism, human centrism. Goodbye.